Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan is one of the greatest movies ever made. Granted, art is subjective. Maybe you do not share this. However, I'll make a case. Oh, come on. It has great lines like this.
Khan, bloodsucker. You're gonna have to do your own dirty work now. Do you hear me? Do you?
Genesis, I presume.
Ah, Kirk, my old friend. Do you know the Klingon proverb that tells us revenge is a dish that is best served cold?
And like this.
It is very cold in space.
Yishun wala, ikhbanu.
Tuachriach wikban otlam.
Ishvengi, komi.
Wingachlami buffek savekam.
Captain Kirk was your host. You repaid his hospitality by trying to steal his ship and murder him.
You've managed to kill just about everyone else, but like a poor marksman, you keep missing the target.
Aft torpedoes! Fire!
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 Let's not forget this. It's a space opera.
City Alpha 5, there was life. A fair chance. This is City Alpha 5!
One of the greatest space operas. Producer Harv Bennett said Star Trek is at its best when it's operatic.
This is Admiral Kirk. We tried it once your way, Khan. Are you game for a rematch? Khan. I'm laughing at the superior intellect.
Full impulse power.
No, sir! You have Genesis. You can have whatever you... Full power! Devil!
Some of the better episodes were over-the-top, theatrical, perhaps even Shakespearean in nature. Director Nicholas Meyer, he was a Shakespeare scholar. He definitely brought a sensibility of great literature and theater to his directing style. June 4th, 1982, there I was, in the full throes of middle adolescence. It was the summer just before entering high school, when I would have to become a full-fledged teenager. Summer of 1982. About the best year for summer movies ever. The Wrath of Khan was the first movie I got to see upon release from school. It premiered in my hometown with a brand new Megaplex 6-screen theater, which was pretty novel then. One of the things that made Wrath of Khan extra special, it's essentially a TV movie of the week with a super budget. Probably a little more time on its hand to get it produced. It was a movie with grit. It was done very inexpensively compared to Star Trek the Motion Picture, which was a overblown, pretentious catastrophe. However, I liked it. Next to Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan, doesn't have the rewatchability. And let's not forget the epic Battle of the Motara Nebula.
I don't like to lose. Battle stations.
Which was much like a submarine battle.
We are now entering the Motara Nebula.
The battle in the Motara Nebula was supposed to be submarines. Take her down, take her up, was all that. He can't think in 3 dimensions.
This pattern indicates two-dimensional thinking.
There was always different kinds of boats that I was pretending we were on when they run out the guns in Star Trek II. I said, give me a gun to run out. I want a cannon to, I got all worked up about doing that. And then when we did the Motara Nebula, it was, you're either inside this submarine listening for pings and things like that.
Nicholas Meyer was basically giving us that kind of input about how to go about designing it and how to get things to move and sort of like how everything is lurking around each other and hard to see, you know, each other inside the nebula. And that gave us a start as how to, you know, approach how we're setting up the cameras and the lighting and everything. And that's why there's all this strange stuff where you're looking straight down and you're seeing all the different levels they're going through, the three-dimensional thinking versus the two-dimensional, which is part of the movie. And that was all part of the same thing. It's like hiding in the murk of the deep sea and trying to play a cat and mouse game with each other.
Target, sir.
Laser lock inoperative, sir.
Best guess, Mr. Sir. Fire when ready.
Back at the beginning of ILM when like Jedi was going on Empire and of course Wrath of Khan, state-of-the-art really was using models on blue screen pylons, a lot of major lighting schemes to shoot the models against blue screen, the motion control camera going down the track, shooting all the models so it looks like the models are flying, background star fields, which basically were pinpricks in a black field painted on plexiglass, backlit. High tech, I'm telling you.
All you have to do is get the storyboards right, and ILM then shows you the various versions of the shots, and you wait for them to come in, and you make little adjustments and so forth.
Pyrotechnics to shoot, you know, things blowing up, a lot of physical work on the set every single day shooting the models. It was great. I have very fond memories of those days.
Torpedoes ready, sir.
Sharp. Fire!
Star Trek allows us the pleasures of escape. Literally, we defy gravity, we're gone. But we're not so far gone that we don't recognize the world or the problems in the world that are depicted. And I think it's a kind of a nice mix.
Fascinating.
Space, the final frontier. These are the continuing voyages of the starship Enterprise. Her ongoing mission to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life forms and new civilizations, to boldly go where no man has gone before.